Hello there, welcome to Yoga with Anja and welcome to Yoga During Pregnancy with me here on YouTube. Thank you so much for sharing your special journey with us and moving through these yoga practices. It really means a lot, and if you have some time after or right now before the class to type in the comment section down below where you're from, maybe how many weeks you are, that would be wonderful, because then when someone is opening the video they're seeing who else has practiced, and it just gives you a bit of that feeling of being connected although you are at home and maybe practicing by yourself. Today's class is an all-time pregnancy favorite. I'm going through postures which I really love to incorporate in a day-to-day life, and it's a longer class, but if you just feel like some of the postures you want to pick out and maybe practice, if you don't have time for a full-length practice, then hopefully this will give you some inspiration. And I do mention it in every video, I know, but really make sure that you're only practicing what feels good for your body and your bump. So if there is any postures that you don't want to go through today, then please just sit them out or have a sip of water. And yeah, I look really forward to welcoming you on your mat, seated, in just a moment. So we begin our practice, as I mentioned, today seated. If you do have a bolster or some pillows or anything to sit on, it's a really good idea, especially right now, to lift your hips so your pelvis can tilt forward, and then your bump, no matter how big it is, has that beautiful space to expand forward. So come into a seated posture. Maybe you're joining me in hero's pose. And then for today's practice, allow your palms to face down as a gesture of arriving, of going inward as we begin our practice. And as you come into your seat, just try to lengthen your back. Notice how you're sitting. Try to sit a little bit more with awareness through the spine. And then very gently allow your eyes to close down. And if you notice that eyes closed don't feel right today for whatever reason, then just find one spot on the floor in front of you and try to just keep your awareness on one single focus. And as you soften down your eyes, allow that feeling to transfer into your entire body. So as you're coming into your seat, as you're arriving in your yoga practice, just allow a little bit of weight that we do sometimes carry on the shoulders to wash away. It might be that you're busy with work still. It might be that preparing for baby's arrival is sometimes feeling a little bit overwhelming. It doesn't have to, but just in general, I think it's quite nice to feel that we are coming onto the mat and allowing our bodies to relax. And again, bring your awareness to your back now, and notice if you can sit a little bit taller. Visualize that string attached to the crown of your head, pulling you up towards the ceiling above you. Your hands are very softly resting, palms are relaxed. And then I would like you to gently sway the body forwards and slightly back, and then to the left and right, and do that for a little while longer. A gentle sway. Of course, if you're feeling dizzy, then you might just do it very slowly, or you might again pause here. But the idea of that sway is that you're noticing your sits bones grounding, and then at some point you're pausing, and this is where you're feeling you're grounded evenly through both hips. You have your belly over the hips, your heart aligned, and then the top of your head aligned with your heart and bump as well. And it's where you're sitting that you can just relax the body, so you don't have to actively hold yourself up. And then we're going to start with our breathing, a very calm and nourishing breathing practice that we use throughout the whole pregnancy. So take an in-breath through the nose, just one inhale. Open your mouth and gently exhale, side out. And then inhale with the mouth closed for 4, 3, 2, 1. With the mouth closed today, exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale nose for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw the breath down into belly. Exhale for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Letting go. One last inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. And then allow your breath to drop into that rhythm of inhaling and exhaling for 1. And just try to keep your breath in a really slow and steady rhythm. And if you haven't practiced much yoga before, maybe to give you an idea, we're breathing out for longer to calm down our nervous system, to give the body the idea you're super relaxed. And if you are relaxed, baby can apply that or will feel that too. So breathing out for longer will calm down your nervous system. Very, very nice. And then with your eyes either softly open now or still closed, lift your shoulders all the way up to the ears. So you really shrug them up. Lift them as high as you can. Inhale through the nose. Open your mouth and side out to release. Inhale. Lift, lift, lift. Squeeze them up. Open your mouth and exhale. One more round. Inhale. And maybe there's something do you need to let go on the out breath. Release. Very, very good. And then start to roll your shoulders forward, up, and all the way down your back. And try to do that slow and steady with your breath. So every time your shoulders roll forward, you're inhaling. And as you drop them back and down, exhaling. Nose or mouth, whatever you feel is right for you today. And see if you can feel that you're actually moving through the whole range of your shoulder joints. Let's do that once more. Inhale to lift. Exhale to slowly, slowly drop them down. Very, very good. Now we're going to reverse it. So squeeze your shoulder blades in, lift the heart, and then lift the shoulders again to the ears. Drop them forward and down. And just 2 more rounds. So squeeze and lift. Exhaling down. 1 more round. Inhale to lift and rise them up. Exhale all the way down. Very, very nice. Then bring your fingertips onto the tops of your shoulders. Now with the elbows, lift them forward, up, around, and just draw a few nice big circles here. And as you're moving now, you notice the movement is still for the shoulders, but you can almost feel the stretch in your side body now as well. So a little bit more heat that we are creating in the body. Inhale, exhale down. Very nice. 2 more rounds. Try to really lift the elbows in together and then open them as much as you can. Last one. Beautiful work. And then slowly, slowly release. And just leave your fingertips on the shoulders for another moment and try to really draw them down as if you're giving yourself a little massage with your fingertips here. And then drop the left ear down to the left shoulder. As you do that, apply a little bit more weight with your right hand. So you're gently pulling it down. The elbow is moving into your side body. And then lift the head, drop the right ear down, and again try to tuck the elbow in. And just gently drawing that shoulder down. Very, very nice, beautiful work. And then slowly lift the head back to center. Bring your hands down onto your knees and then start to make a circle with your nose. In this circle, it really doesn't matter how big it is just is for you to soften through the neck, to relax the jaw. And again, make sure if you start to feel dizzy, you might do it very, very small and subtle. And otherwise you could really explore doing nice big rounds of circles here, chin to the chest, and then looking all the way up. And then change the rotation, change the direction of your movement. Keep breathing through it. And slow it down. Try to take 2 more rounds, even slower. Last one here. Very, very nice. Beautiful work. And then just come back to center. Allow your eyes to close or soften again for a moment. Take your left hand onto your heart, your right hand onto baby or babies. And just take a moment to feel your body. The beautiful body underneath the hands. That miracle that is created underneath your right palm. You might feel baby moving, or maybe it's a bit too early just yet. And you just visualize baby being really, really calm and relaxed. And we're going to incorporate another breathing exercise into our class today. So I'd like you to inhale, feel your left palm rising, then breathe in again, feel your right hand lifting. And as you breathe out, imagine softening the belly first and then relaxing through the chest. So it's inhale for 1, chest, inhale for 2, belly. Exhale for 1, belly relaxes. And then breathing out, relax the chest. 1 more round, inhale. Another breath in. Exhale, soften belly. Soften heart and release. Beautiful work, very, very nice. And then as you open your eyes again, we're going to start moving a little bit bigger here with the arms. Reach your arms around the body, all the way up towards the ceiling. Feel the stretch in the side body. Look up into your hands and then draw your palms down through heart center. 2 more like this. Inhale, open your hands, stretch the body, lengthen. Exhaling down. And last one, inhale, full length. Exhale to release. Very, very nice. And then I suggest if you had any props underneath your hips, you're moving it out of the way. We're going to come into a cross-legged seated posture. And just make sure again you have enough space for bump. You're sitting comfortably on both sits bones. And then drop your left hand down. As you inhale, look to the right palm, reach it up, flip the hand, and then for first side body stretch, take it up and overhead. And look towards the right side and really feel that from your right hip all the way into your fingertips, you're creating length here. And we take it a few rounds with the breath. So as you inhale, come slightly out of your stretch. And as you exhale, just see if there is more space to lean in a little bit more. And twice more, inhale to lift. Keep your gaze over to the right, maybe even look up towards the hand. 1 last round on this side, inhale. And exhale. Very, very nice. And then come all the way back to center. Drop the right hand down. Look to the left palm, reach it up. And then take the arm up and overhead for a side stretch. And again, you're just slightly twisting here to open up your chest towards the ceiling. And then you're inhaling to come out. And you're exhaling to move back into your side bend. And twice more, inhaling. Exhaling to stretch, stay heavy in the left hip. Last one, breathing in. And breathing out. Very, very good. And then slowly coming back to center. And now with the breath, we inhale to reach, look forward, exhale to stretch. So now you can keep your gaze just straight ahead, maybe up towards the ceiling. And don't forget, sometimes I find myself as well when I'm doing my own online classes right now, you're just looking down at the screen. So you can really take your eyes off it and keep lifting the heart, lifting the chest. And for one more round, we're inhaling, exhaling, once more to the right. Very, very nice, beautiful work. And then as you come back to center, bring your legs out and away from one another. If you can, bring them into a wide-legged stance. Your knees can be straight or bent, but try to flex the toes towards you. So it doesn't matter how high the knees are lifting. And you could sit on a bolster, but I just sometimes prefer to keep the hips down so your knees are not kind of hyperextending, especially right now. Flex the toes towards you. Separate your legs apart. And then with your hands on the legs, just start to sway the body left and right. And I would like you to either keep your eyes soft or again fully closed so you can tune into your own body. And notice how your body needs to be swayed, how it feels nice also to baby, to get that little sway, that moment of just feeling gently moved around. And let the head be soft as you do that. And then you can start to bring your hands onto the floor. Notice if there is more space to move the body forward into forward fold. Your feet are lightly engaged. And wherever you feel that stretch, just really start to breathe into it. That might be the legs. You might feel it more in your spine, your back. And stay with it for a couple more moments here, swaying the body. Noticing how the sensations are changing when you move into maybe one side more and then the other. And then come to pause in your forward fold. No matter how far you're folding, just take your chin lightly down to the chest, looking towards bump. Keep your hips fully grounded and imagine the crown of your head is still reaching forwards. And then visualize you're sending your breath into your back. And this is actually where we have most of our lung tissues, the back body. So take a few breaths into the back, relaxing the body on every single out breath. And one last round of breath here, inhale and exhale. Beautiful work, very, very nice. And then slowly walk your hands back in towards the body. And now from here, we're going to take the left hand onto the left leg, or you could always hold onto the big toe if your feet are in reaching distance. Then inhale, take your right arm out and up, and imagine you're going to grab hold of that foot. So you're leaning the body up and then over into a side stretch. Make sure bump stays fully relaxed, so you're using your left hand on the leg to support yourself to keep lifted, rather than again using core engagement. Every time you're inhaling, feel the heart lifting. On the out breath, soften the left ear slightly more to the left shoulder. Very, very good. And then for the other side, let's take the right hand to the left leg, somewhere where you had it on the other side. Inhale to reach and exhale for a side stretch. Keep your toes activated. Keep your breath going. Again, your bump is soft, so you can use your right hand on the leg to keep that lift, to keep that engagement. One more inhale. Very, very good. And then exhale, come all the way back to center. And then take your hands underneath your legs and to move into tabletop. Bring your legs together and then slowly start to make your way onto hands and knees. And coming into tabletop with your knees underneath your hips. And again, depending on how far along you are, you might want to have your hips further than hip width to create more space, or right hip width apart. Toes are untucked, hands are underneath the shoulders. Really spread your fingers wide and press all 10 knuckles, all 10 fingertips down towards the earth for a moment. And then to feel a little bit of wrist warm up, we're going to move the body in circles. But the main focus is staying on your hands. So just feel the weight transitioning from one finger into the other. And you keep pressing the fingertips down. And then change the direction. And if there is of course something going on with your wrist, then just keep it very easy, or maybe skip this one. Very, very nice. And then slowly come back to center. Flip your palm around if you can, if that's okay with your wrists. Still keep spreading your fingers nice and wide. And then curl your toes under and start to move the body back. Your wrists will be lifting. And then forward again. And we just do that twice more. Inhale, forward. Exhale, slightly sink to the heels. Lift the wrists. Hopefully feel a nice stretch through the forearms. Inhale. Exhale. Very, very good. And then keep lifting your hands fully off the mat. Your toes are curled under so you can sink your hips down. And then from here, take your hands forward and just start to open and close your wrists a few times. Creating a bit of strength through the arms, a bit of heat through the body. And then shake your wrists out, shake your hands out. Really let them go loose. Beautiful work. And now we're going to move back into tabletop, starting to go through our cat and cow. So gently press your feet, your hands down. Belly is so soft, you're not engaging your bump here. And then as you inhale, drop the belly, lift your chest and your gaze for a cow pose. As you breathe out, start to round your upper back. And now you can press your hands down to lift your back a little bit higher to the ceiling. Inhale, belly softens, heart is lifting. Exhale to round. Let's take a few more rounds. If you would like to, again, close your eyes. Just tune into your breathing. Enjoy moving the body here. Enjoy feeling well to do so. I think we should really not take it for granted if we are able to move our bodies like this during pregnancy. It's a moment of gratitude as you're moving here. Very nice. One last round. And then slowly find your way back to center. From here, start to move your hips to the right. Look past the left shoulder all the way towards the back of your mat. And just feel the outer glute and leg area stretching. As you're inhaling, come back and then create that C shape to the other side. Look past your right shoulder. And just once more on each side. Inhale. Exhale, side stretch or C-shaped stretch. Inhale here. And exhale. Very, very nice. Beautiful work. Come back to center. And then for your first slow lunge, step your right foot all the way forward to the outside edge of your mat. So your feet are wider than hip width. And then as you come up into your lunge, just notice that your front knee wants to be roughly over the ankle. Bring your hands onto your hips. Try to gently press your hips down. So keep the legs rooted, but lift up through the heart and the chest. And then as you inhale, come out of your lunge, lift up. And as you're breathing out, try to lunge back down. And just go as far as it feels good for your hip flexor area on the left side to stretch. And notice that once you press out, you want to engage your right leg more to lift. And as you go forward, really press that left shin down. So you're using your muscular energy as well. You're not just relaxing the way down. So inhale to lift. Hopefully that makes sense. Exhale to soften. Twice more like this. Last round, inhale to lift. Exhale to come forward. And then stay in your lunging position. Relax your right arm onto that front leg. Lift the left arm up. Reach it to the ceiling and then bend your body to the right side for a nice side body stretch. And then as you come into this shape, you might notice if there is more space to sink into the hips. Again, keep grounding your feet. Take another breath here to reach and lengthen. And then look down toward your right foot. Bring both fingertips to the inside of your leg. We're going to stay in lizard lunge for a moment here. So both hands are either on the floor or you can use your pillow, your blocks here. And then start to rotate your hips or move them slightly left and right to bring a bit of movement, different shapes into this area. And then come to pause, lift your heart forward, lift your chest. Very, very good. And then we're going to move to the other side. So slowly start to lift out, swing that right leg back, have a little bit of a wiggle through the hips here. And then let's take the left foot forward. Again, feet are slightly wider than hip width. And once you lift up, check in that the front knee doesn't come too far. Or not actually too far, not past the ankle, that's what I wanted to say. So we're keeping the knees safe. Hands onto the hips. And then like before, inhale, lift. And exhale to sink down. As you lift up, press the front foot down to lift. As you come forward, ground into your back shin. Notice how much of a stretch you want. 3 more rounds here. Couple more breaths. One more inhale to lift. And exhale to come into your lunge. And then bring your left forearm down. Lift the right arm straight up. Create length through the side body. And then exhale, tilt the body to the left side. Look up. Lift your heart. Lift your chest. Take another in-breath. And then send your gaze down to your feet. Bring both of your palms to the middle of the mat. And then for your lizard lunge here, you can now soften the joints more. You can soften the muscles more. And then find some movement here that feels good for your hips. Keep looking forward so your spine is still nice and long. And then stay for a moment in stillness. Breathe into this stretch. Enjoy it. One more inhale. And an exhale, come all the way out. Swing the left leg back. Have a little bit of a wiggle through the hips again. And then for Balasana, child's pose, bring your big toes together. Separate your knees as wide apart as it feels good. And then start to crawl your hands forward. You can lower the forehead all the way down to the mat, or if you feel bump is now getting bigger, you can always keep the head lifted. And notice your hips really sinking down to the heels. And at the same time, your arms are stretching forward. You're creating length through the spine. And then come back to a deep, nourishing breath here. And imagine you're breathing into your back body. With every out breath, soften a little bit more. With every in breath, notice your body rising. Very, very nice. And then for our only one downward facing dog, or one and only downward facing dog today, start to press your feet down to lift all the way back up into tabletop. Take your hands even further forward, fingers are spreading wide, and then lift your hips all the way up into downward facing dog. Keep your feet mat width apart and then start to pedal your legs out here. Bend one leg and then the other. Ground through all 10 fingers. Feel nice and long in the body. And then come to a still moment, just stretching the hips up, creating length. Inhale. And then exhale, soften the knees down. And just take a moment to come back into a kneeling stance. A moment to close your eyes. To notice your breath again. Beautiful work, very, very nice. And now we're going to come to our last few movements, which is the first time that we're practicing it together here on YouTube. It's a leg sequence. And we're going to start lying on our left side, the very traditional pregnancy side. And you can choose, as you come to lie down, either to have your arm underneath your head, your hand underneath your head, or you're lying on your forearm. So however feels comfortable, or upper arm, however you can set yourself up here. Come into this position and try to bring your knees almost in line to your hips here. Your feet are on top of each other. Your hand is resting on your side, or you can also have your palm on the bump. And now as you inhale, lift the knees apart. Notice the stretch, the sensation. And as you exhale, lower it down. We do 5 rounds here, so 4 more. Inhale. And exhale. 3 more to go. Breathing in to lift. Breathing out to lower. Twice more to see that your feet stay connected. Notice how much you can lift the knee. Exhale it down. 1 last round. Inhale. And exhaling here. And now straighten your leg. Extend the leg. Press the heel away. And you could always lie down now if that feels more comfortable to do so. Bring your right hand in front of you and then lift your leg on the in-breath, lower it down on the out-breath. And again, 4 more rounds to move up to 5. Breathe through it. Inhale, lift. Exhale to lower. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Very nice last round. Really slowly lift it. And then exhale it all the way down. And then from here, for a quad stretch, take your right foot into your hand and just start to move that knee towards the end of your mat. Stretch the heel towards the buttock. Closing your eyes here, or just keeping the eyes very soft. Very nice. Take another round of breath. And then we're going to release it and we're going to move to the other side. So we are meant to lie on the left side, but if it's just for a brief moment, if you're okay with it, then we would now flip to the other side. Just to ensure that you have done both sides evenly. So coming down onto your right side, again, you can prop the head or you can just lower your head down. Bring your knees in line with your hips roughly. And also check in that your spine is nice and long here. And then as you inhale, start to lift your knees off one another. Exhaling down. Inhale 2. Exhale, release. Inhale for 3. Exhale. 2 more. Last one. Beautiful work. And like we did before, straighten the leg, flex the toes. Inhale to lift. Exhale it down. 4 more rounds. Inhale. Exhale it down. I think it's 1 more. And then release. Grab hold of the foot. Try to point your knee down. Bring the heel towards the buttock. Enjoy that quad stretch. Very, very nice. Take 1 more deep inhale. 1 more out breath. Great. Great, beautiful work, very, very nice. And then slowly, slowly, and carefully, of course, start to lift your body. We're going to move into our final relaxation, into Shavasana. So now, if you have your bolsters and pillows at home, I really recommend that you take one for the head. You take another pillow between the knees, and like you just did lying down on your left side, bring your knees on top of one another, your hips roughly in line with them, and then come to lie down in your pregnancy Shavasana on your left side. And just take as much movement, or do as much movement as you need to get fully comfortable. You can rest your hand again on baby or on the side of your body, anywhere that you can really feel like you're letting go. You're not engaging your muscles. And then as you come to lie down, start to soften or close down your eyes again completely. And I'm going to talk you through a relaxation, and I'm just going to come up into a seat so you can fully hear me, but you can stay where you are in your final resting pose, Shavasana. And as you come to lie down, imagine that you're letting go of the whole practice right now. You're letting go of any movement, any breath work you've done today. And you're allowing your body and your mind to come into that state of simply being. Bring the awareness all the way down into your feet. Relax the soles of your feet. Relax each and every toe. Relax your ankles, your shins, your calves. Relax your knees and the back of your knees. Relax your upper thighs. Allow them to gently sink towards the bolster. Relax your hips, your glutes. And then bring your awareness to your bump. And imagine just really softening the bump area, the lower back. Allowing baby to feel soft and relax as well. Bring your awareness to your chest, relaxing the area of the collarbones, the neck, tops of your shoulders. Feel the weight of your arms, elbows, forearms, wrists. Relax your hands on each and every finger. Notice the head getting heavier and heavier. Relax all the way up into the crown of your head. And then soften your facial muscles, your forehead, cheeks, your jaw, your throat. Take a nice deep in-breath through the nose. And another sigh out through the mouth. And allow that out breath to soften down your body even more. And for these next few moments, enjoy this stillness, enjoy your time in your final Shavasana for today. And as you lie here in this moment of stillness, just take in that sense of relaxation or gratitude or whatever has come up as you started to seal off your practice for today. Take a moment now to connect your hand, your right hand to baby. If you can, lying down, your left hand to your heart. And just feel whatever is happening underneath your hands. The beautiful aliveness of your body. And again, that miracle that is being created underneath your right hand. And then slowly start to deepen your breath again. Start to wiggle your hands, your feet. Maybe have a little side stretch. And then if you can, with your eyes closed, find your way up. Join me in a cross-legged seated posture. Bring your hands together at your heart, creating Namaste or Namaskar. And then bow your head down. And again, take another moment of gratitude to thank yourself for showing up to practice yoga today. And I thank you so much for joining me. I hope you feel well nourished and that this practice served you. From my heart and bump to yours, Namaste.